Good evening, Garage Gang. You already know what time it is. It's your nightly crypto market review, and the track, still smoking, still savage, still Guru Garage. Bitcoin, $121,000. Ethereum, 4,300. Solana, 220. The big three holding the front line, while gold flexing like it owns the decade. The world liquidity clock keeps ticking. The Fed's siphoning dollars, the pipes are rattling, and somewhere deep in the system, you can feel the pressure building. And out east, Japan's yen is in freefall, the kind of drop that makes central bankers sweat and traders lean forward in their seats. Meanwhile, the AI sector's catching fire. Servers glowing red, GPUs howling. Samsung just dropped a new LLM. Fast, efficient, and dangerous. Nobody saw this one coming, but I'll save that for later, because I know why you're here. You didn't tune in for bedtime stories. You tuned in for answers. And somewhere in tonight's chaos, Christian's cooking something in the trench that's already lighting up the charts. So buckle up, Garage Gang. The market's wild, the world's shaking, and the next move, you're about to find out. Cue the lights. Let's rip. The world's pretending it's fine, but every gauge on the dashboard says otherwise. Under the hood, the engine's knocking and the bolts are starting to rattle. Let's start with the big one, liquidity. That's the blood of every economy, and right now it's leaking faster than politicians can tweet about soft landings. The U.S. Treasury General Account, the government's own vault, is sitting at $807 billion and climbing. Every time it fills, dollars get pulled out of the system. That's not theory, that's math. Meanwhile, the reverse repo facility is almost bone dry, down to $4.5 billion. That used to be the market's emergency tank. Now, empty, no backup fuel. When that tank hits zero, volatility hits the ignition. The suits on Wall Street are calling it stability, but what it really is compression. Everything's tightening. Credit spreads, yields, liquidity, like a spring wound too far back. One spark. One headline, and the whole thing unwinds. The dollar's flexing like a gym bro that doesn't realize he's dehydrated. Strong for now, but the veins are popping and the stamina's fading. And then there's Japan. The yen's in freefall, straight nosedive territory. It's not just a currency move, it's a warning shot. Because when Japan defends its yen, they sell US treasuries. And when they sell treasuries, US yields spike. And when yields spike, every other market feels it. That's the chain reaction nobody's talking about. A quiet earthquake. The butterfly that flaps its wings in Tokyo and shakes portfolios in New York. So yeah, the world's wobbling. Not falling, not crashing, yet. But it's teetering. And everyone's pretending not to notice because the music's still playing and the lights are still on. But in the garage, we hear the vibration before the break. That's why we watch the pipes, not the party. Everyone's looking at the scoreboard, but nobody's checking the fuel gauge. The charts look smooth, stocks look steady, the crypto heat maps glowing green. But under the surface, liquidity's vanishing like oil through a leaky gasket. Here's the truth Wall Street won't say out loud. The world's not running on optimism. It's running on fumes. The U.S. Treasury General Account is still sitting at $807 billion, and every dollar parked there is a dollar not flowing through the system. That's your stealth tightening. That's the invisible hand pulling cash out of the bloodstream while the headlines scream soft landing. The Fed's reverse repo? Empty. $4.5 billion and fading. That's the pit crew's reserve tank, and it's bone dry. When that tank's gone, liquidity shocks don't whisper. They detonate. Meanwhile, everyone's acting like nothing's wrong. High-yield credit spreads are tighter than a lug nut. The MOVE index, Wall Street's fear gauge for bonds, sits half asleep around 74. And traders call that stability. Nah, that's complacency. It's the calm before the drift, the moment before the spin out. Money isn't leaving the market evenly, it's clumping into extremes. On one side, you've got mega cap AI stocks and crypto soaking up the hype. On the other, gold and silver pulling in the fear money. That's the barbell market. Risk and safety both overloaded, middle hollowed out. And when that barbell tips, it won't be gentle. One side breaks, the other explodes. That's how crashes start. Not with panic, but with imbalance. So when you see traders saying, the system's fine, remember, fine is what the mechanic says right before the engine seizes. This is the liquidity illusion, the Raj Gang, the fake calm before the thunder. And while the world's busy counting headlines, we're counting reserves. Because the next move's not about emotion, it's about who still has fuel in the tank. Here's the thing about markets, gang. They don't move in straight lines anymore. They move in loops. Every policy, every bailout, every temporary decision echoes somewhere else like a turbo spool winding up in the dark. You've got the US tightening, draining liquidity to defend the dollar. You've got Europe trying to ease, but tripping over its own inflation numbers. China's pumping liquidity to keep its factories alive. And Japan, still spinning out on that yen slide. It's carry trade, flooding cheap capital into everything risky, from tech stocks to meme coins. It's a 4-engine aircraft with each pilot steering a different direction, and somehow we're all passengers. The result? A global loop of cause and effect so tight it's starting to choke itself. When Japan buys yen, treasuries sell off. When treasuries sell off, yields rise. When yields rise, risk assets pull back. And when risk pulls back, crypto gets whiplash. That's not correlation. That's physics. Every move on that chessboard has a shadow. The US can't keep draining cash forever. At some point, the liquidity vacuum eats its own tail. And when that happens, the first assets to scream are the ones that actually move. Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum. They're not just trades, they're seismographs. Meanwhile, out there in the physical world, oil's trying to break out. Gold's flexing near record highs, and the dollar looks indestructible until, suddenly, it's not. One wrong move from Tokyo, one political misfire in Paris, one CPI surprise in Washington, and the loop becomes a shockwave. That's when volatility doesn't build, it detonates. And out here in the garage, we don't wait for the explosion. We're already counting the tremors, watching the pressure gauges, listening for that hiss that tells you the system's overcompressed. Because when it breaks, and it will, we'll already be on the right side of the drift. The Garage Gang's been saying it for months. AI isn't an app trend, it's the new industrial revolution. And tonight, we've got proof screaming through every sector of the system. The machines aren't just learning anymore, they're competing. They're building, calculating, negotiating, reasoning. And the scary part? They're starting to outperform us at the things we thought were ours. Let's start with the corporate cage match. Microsoft just locked arms with Harvard Medical School, licensing a vault of clinical intelligence to train Copilot into a precision-engineered healthcare brain. That's not chatbot territory anymore. That's professional-grade, liability-approved, doctor-level AI. Copilot's about to go from scheduling your meeting to diagnosing your migraine. And once that happens, every industry will want its own version. Law, finance, automotive, even real estate. You'll have an AI on your payroll, not in your search bar. But while Microsoft's playing the long game, Samsung just rewrote the rulebook. They dropped what might be the first true micro-intelligence, a tiny recursion model with only 7 million parameters. Sounds small, right? Wrong. This little monster just out-reasoned GPT-4 on logic tests while running on hardware you could fit in your glove box. It doesn't scale up. It loops. Recursive reasoning. It thinks through its own thoughts until the answer gets sharper. Less data, less power, more intelligence. That's not evolution, that's mutation. If this holds, it's the end of the bigger is better AI era. Forget trillion parameter vanity projects. We're talking edge devices, phones, vehicles, gaming rings, even drones running local brains that don't need a data center to think. That means AI decentralization, and that's where the crypto rails come roaring in. Every AI model, big or small, needs compute, storage, and power. That's TPUs, decentralized compute protocols, data token networks, energy markets, all tied straight into the digital asset economy. AI's expansion is a liquidity black hole, sucking in capital, electricity, and silicon from every corner of the planet. And who benefits? Crypto infrastructure, Render, Akash, BitTensor, Filecoin, the plumbing of this new digital empire. Meanwhile, the creative flood just caught fire. AI video, music, and avatars are exploding. Google's Gemini is now operating computers by itself. Elon's Grok is generating anime-style videos with emotion and motion. And over on X, a fully AI-directed movie teaser dropped, hyper-real, unnerving, 4K perfection. It split the internet right down the middle. Half the world screaming, future of cinema. The other half shouting, end of art. But here's the truth. The revolution doesn't care what you call it. Whether it's content or code, AI is automating creativity itself. That means attention, copyright, and authenticity are the next battlegrounds. And in that chaos, blockchain becomes the referee. Proof of ownership, proof of origin, proof of real. So what's the garage read? AI is not a sector anymore. It's a super asset. It fuels markets, breaks markets, and builds new ones in the same breath. It's why energy demand is spiking, why GPU exports are being monitored like weapons, and why nations are fighting to control chip supply like it's oil in 1973. This is the AI meltdown, not destruction, but ignition. Innovation burning hotter than regulation can cool it. Every advancement shortens the fuse on the next disruption. And in that heat, new fortunes are being forged. Lulu's already tracking the power curves, watching where compute costs meet crypto demand. And Christian, our resident trench lord, he's down in the digital mud. where those AI-linked tokens move faster than the headlines. The machine war's begun, gang, but don't blink. Because by the time the world figures out who's winning, the next model will already be writing the rules. Okay, Garage Gang, here's the garage take. This may not be reality yet, but believe me, it's coming faster than regulation can blink. This is the convergence nobody's ready for. AI's brain meets crypto's bloodstream. Every new model multiplies the demand for distributed compute, bandwidth, and energy, and crypto's the only system that scales with that kind of chaos. We're watching the birth of a global AI liquidity engine where data and tokens spin in perfect feedback, each one fueling the other, an infinite feedback loop of intelligence and money. And here's the kicker. It's not theory anymore. It's already happening. AI startups are paying GPU networks in USDC. Training runs are settling in TEO, RNDR, and AKT. And stablecoins like PYUSD are being tested for machine-to-machine payments. AI is literally learning to pay its own bills. Lulu calls this the energy spiral. Every AI breakthrough increases the demand for hardware. That drives GPU shortages. GPU shortages drive tokenized compute. Tokenized compute drives crypto adoption. And crypto adoption funds the next generation of AI hardware. It's a loop, but not a tech loop. It's a money loop. That's why Bitcoin is thriving in a tightening world. It's not just digital gold anymore. It's digital infrastructure. Capital isn't fleeing risk. It's seeking function. And right now, function lives on-chain. The machines are coming online. The humans are speculating. And the chain that connects them? That's the new highway of value. So yeah, the headlines will tell you Samsung made a cute little model. But here in the garage, we know better. They didn't make AI smaller. They made it portable. And once intelligence becomes portable, it becomes tradable. And when it becomes tradable, it becomes crypto. To the hum of servers, the glow of the charts, because theory time's over, gang. Let's hit the switch and step into the trench. Got it, Guru? Here's the full cinematic trench segment, now woven with Christian's real BNB plus Solana loadout, their market caps, LP stats, and how he's approaching each one. It's formatted for live delivery, the tone, rhythm, and precision you like. A Vegas pit scene with swagger, data, and that Andrew Tate meets Ron Burgundy finesse. The trench, Red Rock run. All right, Garage Gang, this is the part you came for. The tables are hot. The screens are hotter. And Christian's running his operation out of the Red Rock in Vegas. Locals paradise. Good food, cheap tables, clean chips, and just enough chaos to feel alive. He's got MetaMask loaded, PancakeSwap armed, Dex screener glowing like a cockpit in a thunderstorm. To his left, a BNB lane moving like rush hour traffic. To his right, a Solana terminal running Axiom, his silent hunter, feeding him trench intel in real time. 4 swaps, BNB, the Vegas lane. BNB's been heating up like a V8 at Redline. Liquidity's roaring again, and tonight the dashboard's stacked. First up, BNB holder, $35.8 million market cap, $2.9 million liquidity, 259,000 trades in 24 hours. Cleanest contract on BSC, 100-100 on Token Sniffer. LP locked, no gimmicks. This is Christian's anchor position. He doesn't chase it, he builds into it. One fill, one confirmation. One more bite when volume doubles. Then there's Meme Rush, RUSH, the Binance wallet darling pulling $141 million in 24-hour volume. 4 times rewards event, retail crowd pouring in, PancakeSwap humming. Christian treats it like a casino table, small chips across multiple hands, peeling profit on every pump. Next lane, buy and believe BNB, $2 million market cap, 245K liquidity, 18 hours old. This is pure trench energy. He's not investing, he's surfing. Tight stops, fast exits, zero emotion. If the candle breaks the 15-minute compression, he's out before the bots wake up. Down the list, He Xiangu, $base dollar profits, 399K LP, China-themed, barely 4 hours old, and somehow already in every Telegram group in Asia. Risk? Extreme. Reward? Legendary if it holds through Asia's open. And for the precision scalpers, Biff Wabenby, 276K market cap, 180K liquidity. Christian calls this the trap coin. Looks dead, then jumps 70% when liquidity rotates. He plays it surgical. Single entries, 1-to-1 reward ratio, out on first resistance. BNB's not a meme chain anymore. It's a liquidity battlefield. Christian runs it like a pit boss. Filters up, contracts clean. Liquidity equals 100K, volume equals 5 million, age between 12 and 100 hours. He's not guessing, he's tracking wallet flow like a heartbeat. Wrapped up in Solana, the Axiom lane, Now Axiom's lighting up on the Solana side. Christian's other screen, his ghost AI. Every alert a whisper, every ping a potential run. First on the radar, Travis Gym Teacher. $17.3 million market cap. 540K LP, 4,000 wallets. It's a meme about mediocrity that's anything but. Volume velocity off the charts. That's your trench blue chip. Then, Harmless Coin, $3.2 million cap, 218K liquidity, nearly 5,000 holders. This one's the Smiler. Looks cute, punches heavy. LP sticky, contract clean, low tax. Volume holding north of $16 million a day. Axis comes next. 599K cap, 129K LP, and pure jet fuel. You don't hold Axis overnight. You race it. In, profit, exit, before the rebase bots even blink. And the sleeper pick, Drag, $3.9 million cap, 378K LP, 36 hours old. The charts are clean, wallet count climbing steady. LP locked, contract renounced. Safe, slow burner in a field of fireworks. Axiom feeds Christian 3 data points before he moves. Wallet inflow, 15% per 6 hours. Holder growth greater than 10%. LP locked, 24 hours. If all 3 flash green, he executes straight through. Phantom, Jupiter aggregator. No hesitation. Precision trading. No hype, just metrics and instinct. Christian's edge isn't magic. It's discipline. He sizes small, scales in, exits fast. No moonshots, no bag holding. Just surgical strikes and clean sheets. BNB on one monitor, Solana on the other. MetaMask on standby. Axiom feeding telemetry. When liquidity moves, he's already there. And that's what separates a trader from a tourist. He's not chasing memes. He's mastering momentum. Vegas lights in his periphery. Trench glow on his face. This is the rhythm of the pit. And tonight, it's in tune. All right, gang, here's Lulu's nightly read. And tonight, the charts look like a tired boxer at the end of the 10th round. Everything's moving, but nothing's punching through. PTC at 121,000, ETH at 4370, Sol holding 220 even. Volumes light, convictions lighter. Lulu's got her full kit out. Trading view on the main screen, weeks on the right, bookmap lighting up like a city grid. She's watching every tick, every wick, every fake breakout. But even with all that horsepower, the truth is this. Today was a grind, and sometimes in trading, the smartest move is no move at all. She calls it flatline patience. No entries, no leverage, no noise. Just study the rhythm, protect the ammo, and wait for the clean shot. Because when volume dies, emotion hunts. And if you let boredom drive your trades, the market will tax your discipline. Bitcoin's range is tight, 120 to 122.5. Above that, maybe we see a push to 124 or 125. Lose 120, we slide into 119.8, then 117. Ethereum, stuck in the 43.50 to 44.20 box, a battlefield with no winner. Solana, still the cleanest setup of the majors, but it's in cooldown mode. She's eyeing a re-entry only if it breaks 224 with conviction. BNB still hot, but it's chaos trading. Leave that one for Christian. Lulu's not playing slots. So the takeaway tonight is discipline. Lulu's not here to prove she's right. She's here to get paid. And the only way to do that is to protect the stack until the next clean opportunity shows up. Remember this line. No trade is still a trade. Flat is a position, and sometimes it's the winning one. By the way, none of this is financial advice. The head of technical analysis is Lulu, and she's a pig. She's got hooves, a tail, and the attitude of a trader who's seen more charts than bacon strips. So if you're taking financial advice from a pig, you deserve to lose your money. If you want to keep up with Lulu's live setups, trench action, and the full garage breakdown, head over to GuruCryptoGarage.guru. That's GuruCryptoGarage.guru. And while you're there, smash that follow, turn on alerts, and join the Garage Gang. Because this is where the noise stops, the signal starts, and the truth gets traded. Stay sharp, stay liquid, and as always, let